in Australians after winning today in Durban. Scores: Australia 371 for 6 off their 50 overs, David Warner 117 and Stephen Smith 108. South Africa 372 for 6 off 49.2 to win by 4 wickets. Well, player of the match, David Miller, 118 not out with 10 fours and 6 sixes. Meanwhile, over in Colombo, Sri Lanka A have a 72-run lead over West Indies A after day 2 of their 4-day unofficial test. Replying to West Indies A first innings score of 276, Sri Lanka A closed the day on 348 for 8. The opening pair of Dwinanath Karuratne and Kusal Perera guided the side with an impressive partnership of 167 off just 36.3 overs. Karuratne carried on to make a well-deserved 131 runs with 15 fours. Pereira missed out on making triple figures after being bowled by Rakeem Cornwall for 87. Cornwall is having a good day with 6 for 87. Well, 5 Barbadians have been selected in a 17-member squad to tour India as part of the West Indies blind cricket team. The announcement from the president of the Barbados Blind Cricket Association, Glenn Graves, came during a practice session for some of the players recently at Weymouth.
Those 5 players are Casey Ward-Ryan, a B2, Ricardo Manning, a B2, Alden Ford, a B3, Mark Goddard, a B2. These players and Anthony Cummins, a B1. The B1s are shown in white. As long as you have on a white armband or white skin, this indicates that you're a B1. For those viewers who don't know what a B1 is a person that is totally blind. And I am explaining that there's only one B1 from Barbados that is joining the 17-member team, West Indies blind cricket team, that is going to India.
We wish them the very best, and the India tour starts February 1st and runs until February 17th. Well, there were no major upsets as the top seeds cruised into the round of 16 in the Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union Limited Monarchs of the Court Road Tennis Competition. Well, playing at the Old Lime Sports Club in Wildy last night, number 2 seed Julian Michael Jackson White defeated Jeffrey Barabas 21-12, 21-17 to advance. While the number 3 seed Anton Lilman Daniel got the better of Winston Padmore. Here's a look at that game along with some of the early matchups. Round of 32, Monarchs of the Court. Aaron Barker, number 10 seed versus James Davis in the far court. Barker, a former table tennis player with those strong wrists. Davis countering with an unorthodox drive down the line, and the linesman said it was good. No questions were asked during this rally as Davis went cross court with the fadeaway forearm. A gem. But that was about it in terms of fireworks from him as Barker jumped out to a 6-point lead, 14-8. And then he went on to close out the first game, 21-10. Second game, Davis brought out the white flag and surrendered with too many unforced errors. Barker with an easy 2 straight win, 21-10, 21-8. The young gun on court next, number 6 seed Darius Baracus Gaskin taking on Edwin Ward. Ward fleet-footed, moving around the court nicely, but too long on the return this time. Gaskin up 9-4 in the first game and picking his spots with precision. Then that lead ballooned to 14-5 as Gaskin wrapped up the opener, 21-11. Second game, Gaskin eyes wide open and feeling it. Gaskin victorious against Ward, 21-11, 21-13. Also easy.
21-13.
On to the game the crowd came to see. Number 3 seed Anton Lilman Daniel versus Winston Padmore. Well, Padmore actually led briefly in the first game, 5-3, as Daniel looked to assess the conditions. Unforced error. And then there was moments where Padmore looked to emulate his opponent's tactics, only to the amusement of Daniel and the large crowd on hand. Good stuff. Well, Daniel said enough was enough and went into overdrive. That's the car hooper. Yep, it all looked like it was straight out of a cricket textbook. Daniel 21, Padmore 11. Just what the doctor ordered, the injection. Second game now, Daniel up 5-4. Padmore flat-footed. And I'll tell you what, it's the subtle changes in pace that piques everyone's interest. You're never sure if to advance or retreat. Well, Padmore getting to 15, compliments his opponent, but this was chalk and cheese, folks. Daniel 21-11, 21-15 winner against Winston Padmore. Well, some of the sets on the night saw number 7 seed Marson Johnson here in the far court playing Adrian Dan Skeet. Johnson prevailing in 2 straight, 21-16, 21-19. Julian Quimby also had a good outing, defeated Winston Griffith here closest to the screen, 21-15, 24-22. And in the opening set, Michael Jean required 3 games to get past Gary Thomas in the far court, 13-21, 21-16, 21-19. Well, the Willie Sports Academy received a boost recently of some sporting gear, and it came through the Pinelands Creative Workshop. And CEO of PCW, Rodney Grant, in his address to the youngsters, coaches and officials of the club, said the fight to stop crime across the island starts with steps like these.
This is where we got to start if we're going to be able to deal with the issue of crime in the country. It is about all these people who are volunteering to come out and pay attention and make sacrifices to deal with these young people now at this really small age. We can't undervalue at all the importance of sporting organizations and the value that they can play in shaping the lives of young people. And I think when we start to talk about the after effect of things like crime, this is where we need to go. We need to talk about these kind of interventions.
Well, that's it for sports this evening. Coming up next, the business report.
Simplify your life with a 30-day